Now, unless you've been living under a rock for 2 months, you'd know that parts of Australia are in the midst of a serious bushfire season. We've lost hundreds of properties and fortunately not too many lives, but it's still so heartbreaking and it won't be abating too soon. But I find the criticism of the Prime Minister in recent days way over the top. Yes, he was slow to deliver decent aid and support to those who've been worst hit by the drought. I think that's fair criticism. But I'm not actually referring to that. I'm referring to the flogging he's copping right now, especially on social media this week, for taking a holiday. And maybe it's because he's gone on a holiday to Hawaii. I don't know. But have a look at some of this rubbish. Joe Williams said, if you were a Prime Minister and the country is on fire, would you, A, increase resources to maximise efforts to get the fires under control, or B, get on the front line and fight with and for the people? I'll lock in C, thanks Eddie. Head to Hawaii for holidays. Clever, but entirely cynical. Mark Thompson wrote, which one would you choose? The clean air of Hawaii or the toxic air of Sydney? Tom Thorpe said, wanted, Scott Morrison, status, MIA, last reported sighting, holidaying in Hawaii. Australia's status, on fire. Australia's economy, ground to a halt. Any sighting of a real Australian PM would be appreciated. Hashtag koala killer. Good grief. Now, just because he's the nation's main man doesn't mean he can't take a holiday. And it makes sense that he might take a holiday when his kids aren't at school, because it wouldn't be much chop for Scott Morrison to holiday on his Pat Malone, would it? And imagine if he did take a holiday, say, mid-year. The other parties would have his guts for garters. Yes, we have a bushfire emergency, but it's been that way for well over a month when he was here, and it'll continue, sadly, into the month of January when he's back on deck. Do we really need a politician, whether it's a PM or a minister, hanging around the RFS headquarters like a bad smell? I don't think so. They get in the way. They all do. The RFS chiefs know more about managing firestorms and finding their own additional resources than Scott Morrison will ever know. That is for sure. How about some of you who are still dirty about the government's supposed lack of action on the drought? Stop caning this bloke for everything else he does. He hasn't seen his family for most of 2019. We established that when he had an interview with Richo. How would mere mortals like us cope with not seeing our family for most of the year? If he's sunning himself in Honolulu, good on him. Rest up, PM. Spoil those girls of yours. Get back when you're ready. There is still plenty to do.